This, my not so humble hometown, blazing across the land, slamming into
Carlsbad. Roger Logan, what a great guy. Roger.
104.1.
I'm gonna move my antenna.
You're in the right place at the right time.
From a nation of radiation, let's talk radio. I can't wait, EO. Tell every man and lady, oh, it's episode 117.
Welcome.
Emerging through a vacuum pipe from the shop. No one will be permitted to
Cavemen.
For like all
Cavemen.
projects, the scientific goals and results
Cavemen.
are to be available to everyone.
Weird. I wonder how that occurred. I didn't hate it though. But thank you, Pepito, for pointing that out. He just hollered to me from off stage. But let's get him on here. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Mr. Saturday Night. He can be the dominator who oversees all and makes sure everyone behaves. But tonight, he's here to embrace us and send love over these airwaves. Ladies and gentlemen, it is and can only be Pepito!
Never seen that shot.
Wow. Okay, we have a heart in the chat. Pepito, the chat has been eventful so far. One of the questions asked was, did anybody know somebody who was a mascot? So I posed the question to you, Pepito.
Yeah, you know Gancitos, those Mexican fruit-filled cake pastry snacks?
Yeah.
I knew the guy who would drive around in the outfit. That was a duck.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, but as soon as I asked you that, I realized I haven't asked you the pressing question, and it felt like a sick diversion from the norm. Pepito, we need to know, how are you?
So good.
Out of this world, ladies and gentlemen. And Assistant Director Cobra, how are you? Okay, cool. He seems to be
Including what?
doing
Cobra.
great. Cobra, yes, sir. All right, Pepito, we have a lot to get to. Is there anything that you need to express right off the bat? Wait.
I love you all. Thank you for coming.
Yes, absolutely. Let's get started. This is all pre the actual show. I have to address this. My grandpa sent me this from today's Albuquerque Journal. And can you read that? I think it's the second down here about Texas.
Texas House Speaker wants lawmakers to look into annexing part of New Mexico.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, we can't not address that. Pepito, they're talking about they want to annex and claim for Texas Lee County of Hobbs and Roosevelt County of Portales. Now,
maybe those parts.
Well, hang on. You got to take Artesia too. Maybe they can have Hobbs. I don't know a ton about Portales. I had some good jams there, but they can have Hobbs, and we'll throw in Artesia, maybe Portales. I don't know, but we get El Paso, and that's, I mean, take that
switch.
or leave
Trade.
it. Yeah.
Let's trade even.
And the KTV HR, who constantly bullies me. I don't know. Is there an avenue to seek
Brother Binks.
Yeah.
Brother
What?
Binks. Brother Binks says that Lee County. Oh, they're talking about Lee County, which is where Tatum is, which is where my grandma is buried and my family is from. So
Okay, then you
over
can't
his dead
have
body,
it. You can have Hobbs, but not that.
Binks
That
has
land
spoken.
is ours. And no, you know what? No, Texas, you can't have any of New Mexico. I'm saying right here. I'm not a fan of Hobbs. I'm not a fan of Artesia. But you know what? They are New Mexico. You get nothing from us, Texas. Give us El Paso back before we take it. Okay. I had to. That's one thing I had to get out of my system. But now it's on to what?
Yes, it's on to
Chapter 2 of tonight's show, which is a segment. Yeah, Darkfart says Tex ass.
Dark.
You know, Texas with 2 S's, emphasizing the ass. They truly are. Texas is disgusting. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have a segment from Pepito, and I am over the moon. I have been longing for another Pepito segment, and I have only watched 1 second of it just to make sure it worked, because I wanted to keep it fresh to me and watch it live with all of you. And besides telling Texas to jump in a lake, this is the second most important part of the night. Let's get to it. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the new Pepito segment.
CD 104.1 FM The Mix.
By my calculations, when I tune to CD 104.1 FM, he should see some pretty cool shit.
CD 104.1 FM The Mix. Hold on to your seats, cavemen and cave girls, because we're about to take you on a psychedelic trip. This is Catatonia with What a Deadly Girl.
Gah. Classic Carlsbad band. Whoa!
Hi, this is Pepito for Caveman News. Episode 117, Carlsbad Radio. And I'm at Transmission. Majestic transmission sculpture conceived by the wonderful minds of Morgan Brown and Daniel Popper. Stands a majestic 28 feet tall.
Mom, those bitches broke my nail! They broke your nail? Oh, they broke her
nail!
You break her nail! Way to go!
Yes.
That's what you do with that. Like this. Like low. Hey. Like this. Yeah, can you see the structure in me?
Yeah.
Is it good now?
Yep.
Move your fingers. Alright.
Yes. Yes, King. Oh.
Manifesto goes, big beats are the best, get high all the time.
Caitlin Lewis has been granted exclusive access to this airport.
Nice.
Check this out. Especially you, Soy Teresa.
We're here at the Garden City Air Terminal.
On the 23rd of April, 1948, twin engine aircraft lifted off from the small Oklahoma airfield for the very first time. It had no corporate backing, no major factory, no guaranteed money. It was built part-time, after hours, by a group of engineers who simply believed they could make something better. What they produced would eventually carry a sitting U.S. president.
Yeah,
Be
it is
adopted
too
by
bad
the
that Soy
military
Teresa
forces
isn't
of more than
here.
20 countries.
Wow, Pepito. What's that last song from?
Airplanes episode. That's your beat.
I was gonna say I okay.
That's a kinda beat.
I remember. I think I grabbed that sample from a record called Airplane about or Airport maybe. But yeah, that was beautiful, Pepito. Oh my gosh. Oh, and hang on. I heard you talking to the camera person. Was that the new Cave TV staff cameraman, DJ Ricky K?
DJ Ricky K.
That was?
Yeah.
Ooh, the debut.
What a goofball.
He's good. I've been
He's
looking
okay.
forward to seeing his shots, and glorious to see
KTV.
that I'm. What?
Cave TV HR said that was an Aero Commander 520. That's what Soy Teresa told me. So Cave TV HR is with Soy Teresa or talking to Soy Teresa.
Of course. Soy Teresa is the lead executive producer, whatever you want to call it, here on Caveman News. So I'm not surprised at all that she's friends with the HR department. Whoever this bullyish HR monster is, person, I guess. Whatever. Okay. Now, I have...
cute.
What?
Oh, Brother Bink said Cave TV HR. He can't believe that she remembered or he remembered that
Q and Q Systems. Gosh,
Yeah.
of course, legendary.
We salute you, Q System.
Big shout out to the
First
the
name
Q
Q,
himself.
last name System.
Exactly. Okay, I do have one other thing I want to get to. Wait. Okay, I did that one. Okay. Gosh, my vision's getting nasty. I am having real problem seeing like the buttons that I used to be able to see. It's a lot more difficult. But Pepito, I have something else. Now,
hey,
let me tell you. We have a lot of radio to talk about. We're probably not going to get around to everything. This could eventually, span multiple episodes. But before we even do that, even though it is a packed show, there is a story in Carlsbad that I have come across before, and I don't know if we could do a whole episode about it, and I don't know how to fit it. Don't know what topic to fold it into. You know what I'm saying? So it's this crazy. To me, it's similar when I found out about the story about people throwing rocks at the TV or at the train going into Phoenix, and it turned out that the notorious sheriff Dave Kemp was in the area at the time. I was like, oh, what a great story, but we didn't have any train stories. Anyway, whatever. I would like to talk about the ice melting contest of 1957. Let's take a look here. I do have a picture. All right. So,
whoa.
Here it is.
Barbarella.
Absolutely. Now, the ice melting contest was, if not invented by, it was steered by and assembled by Frank Kendall, the citizen extraordinary. Right there, you can see him. And, you know, he was always trying to promote Carlsbad. He was a real go-getter and always proclaiming our virtue and promoting us out in the world. And what Frank Kendall did was he made up this thing called the Ice Challenge, Ice Melting Challenge. Now, he challenged Phoenix, LA, and there was one other. It was, Phoenix, LA, and El Paso. And he challenged them all. The rules were, you had to take 7 blocks of ice that were 300 pounds each. And you had to put them in your city at least 25 feet away from any building and see whose ice would melt the quickest. You couldn't use reflectors or anything like that. So that was the ice melting contest. At first, when I saw this picture and saw it was an ice melting contest, I thought she was melting it with her ass. I really thought that's what the contest was. I thought it was
Remove my antenna.
Who can melt
Yeah,
the
you wearing underwear
most.
tonight?
KTVHR says they would put theirs on Sea Hill. Absolutely. Now, LA, what they did was they put theirs right by the airport, and Frank Kendall said that was kind of dirty pool because you're counting on like the heat from the planes to aid in melting some of this ice. And he didn't think that was very kind, but it didn't matter because LA didn't win anyway. But neither did Carlsbad. El Paso ended up beating us in 1957 for the ice melting contest, but it was still very interesting. Other cities from across the U.S. decided to join in. There were multiple cities from Florida and, of course, across Texas. And Galveston
we want in on this.
What?
They wanted in.
Yeah, for sure.
Letting the ice sit and melt.
Galveston and Corpus Christi jumped at the chance to enter it. And even though they didn't win, Frank Kendall said that they were kind of cheating because their towns were basically swamp towns. And it was the swamp heat that was melting their ice blocks. And I don't know what the guy's official title was, but somebody from the Chamber of Commerce from Galveston said Frank Kendall, he put in the paper that Frank Kendall offended him by calling Galveston a swamp town. And he said, I want to challenge you to a duel at 50 paces with ice tongs. And Frank Kendall wrote back and said, no, we'll do it with an ice pick. So that's how tough Frank Kendall was. Get those tongs out of here. We're going ice picks when we duel with Frank Kendall. So I just wanted to have a quick little aside to talk about the ice melting contest and take one more look at the ice beauty. There she is. Va 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 va. Beautiful. Excellent.
Are you wearing underwear tonight?
that is all I had to. You got your shock jock samples tonight, huh? You've been waiting for some radio, so you can get all your nasty little samples out. Is there anything else that you need to address?
I don't think so.
All right then.
Start the. If I was in the chat, I would be saying, "Start the
All
show."
right, it's off.
Start the show.
Okay.
Onward, caveman.
I've got the
Fuck our
traditional
dogs.
Conda snakeskin shoes tonight. Those are the snakeskin Condas.
You should attach. Wait, they're cobra skin.
No, snake, not cobra.
What kind of snake?
Rattle. I
was gonna say. You should attach some rattles to the back.
Yeah?
Like spurs, but instead of spurs, they're rattles.
Nice. I should do that, Pepito.
Cobra might like it.
He could. He likes a lot of dump. So you know what he loves? He loves. Hang on. Let's. Since he's brought up, there he is. He has not moved at all. He is not. He's biding his time and conserving his energy. But what was I gonna say? I don't remember, so I'm just gonna move on. Is there anything you need to say about radio? What are your Carlsbad radio memories?
Us at night.
Yes, of course.
I used to.
Huh?
Used to jam that and request songs.
Right. Gosh.
I used to listen to CD 104 when my mom would pay her bills and run her errands and just drive around town.
Oh, nice.
So now when I hear all those songs from the 90s or whatever,
right?
Always it takes me back.
The songs that hit me are the early 2000s CD 104 when I was working in the warehouse, and I would just hear CD 104 all day. Those songs like stick with me. I know them so well. But let's talk now. Where's my button? I gotta get my magnifying glass because I ain't seeing too well at all. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about the opening of the Piggly Wiggly here in Carlsbad. Gosh, I didn't write down the date, but we'll have it here in a minute when I pull up a picture. I didn't even remember Carlsbad having a Piggly Wiggly. I don't know if I've ever been in one. I like the name. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like a southern thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Piggly Wiggly. Hot dog dynamic.
Dark Part says, remember Delilah? I don't know.
Oh, that song, Delilah. Delilah, do you wait for me? Do you wait for me?
I think there's a Johnny Cash Delilah song. And there's Delilah from the Bible, of course. I think that was Samson's mama. Delilah, the radio host.
Cinderoni!
Hey, welcome, Cinderoni. Beautiful. Okay, anyway, we're going to talk about the Piggly Wiggly opening here in Carlsbad. And it was covered by the radio. They had a little promotional tactic for the opening of their grocery store, and they got themselves a helicopter, and they dropped 500 ping pong balls from the helicopter over the Piggly Wiggly. And do you see a date? Can you make out the date?
1978, October
3rd. 1978. That's when that happens. Well, here's the thing. They dropped 500 ping pong balls, and the gimmick was every ping pong ball, if you got one of the ping pong balls and returned it, you got a free pair of pantyhose. So, I mean, there's incentive for you.
Are you wearing underwear tonight?
Exactly. And so that was their whole idea, is to, a ping pong ball for pantyhose. And so they dropped 500 ping pong balls, and only 343 were
That
returned.
sounds like a better publicity stunt than anything Marty Supreme did.
I have it up on my Plex. I have not watched it yet. So, he plays ping pong? No, I'm just kidding. I knew that.
Oh.
Anyway, they dropped 500 ping pong balls. Only 343 were returned. So I guess the other ones were lost or maybe kept as a Piggly Wiggly souvenir. I assume the balls had to be have some Piggly Wiggly thing on it so that, people can't just buy their own ping pong balls and turn them in and get hose. Everybody's just walking around all hosed
I'm going to the Piggly Wiggly.
Yep.
Do you need anything?
So
cowtails. Get plenty of cowtails.
Oh, Cinderoni
says at the Piggly Wiggly.
Cinderoni says there could still be ping pong balls out there buried next to arrowheads. Pepito, we should go find them. We could have all the pantyhose we could ever want, even more. Anyway, so they had 343 ping pong balls, and they donated them to the Boys and Girls Club, which reminded me of another radio story involving the Boys and Girls Club that we covered, and I wrote down the specifics because I knew I'd want to recite it. Okay, hang on. And I wrote big this time. Okay, this is 1992. And we covered this story in an episode that Soy Teresa did a lot of the research for, our publicity stunts episode 41 from September 30th, 2024. Pepito, do you remember the story of CD 104 DJ Tanya St. John?
Oh. You had a photo of her, didn't you?
I did, and I do. Here's one that we didn't use last time. There's Tanya.
Ooh.
The lovely Tanya.
Voluminous.
Voluminous? Right, your hair is voluminous, I guess. I get it. Wait, what did I admit? Cave TV HR is saying I admitted something. I don't know what I admitted. Anyway.
Uh-oh, busted.
Oh, I admitted that Soy Teresa did the research for our publicity stunts episode. No, I admit that. I'm happy. It was one of my favorite episodes. But we did cover
Soy Teresa.
Tanya St. John's publicity stunt on that episode, and she froze. Okay, it was in conjunction with the Boys and Girls Club's Put a Freeze on Drugs program, and Tanya had herself frozen in a block of ice for 48 hours, and she lived in it. She didn't eat or drink for 48 hours. She did her show live from inside the block of ice. And
whoa, you should do that.
And there's somebody, you can see them looking in the viewing port to see Tanya inside. And then there's this other picture I like that's looking down into the hole. That's where you could go and view Tanya. And
that's the hole you get oxygen from.
Basically. And so Tanya was set up in her big block of ice was inside a van, a CD 104 van that was parked at the Phil Carroll Moto
104.1
Auto Supply.
Sorry.
What do you call it? Help me, Pepito. Car lot.
Outside the what? The station?
No, man.
Car
whatever.
lot?
It's a car lot. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. A car lot. That's where it was parked. And then everybody that, if anybody bought a car from Phil Carroll during those 48 hours that Tanya was there frozen inside a block of ice, he would donate $50 to the Boys and Girls Club, put a freeze on drugs program, which seems minor as hell to me. I mean, $50 when you sell a car. I think I read it originally. He said he was going to donate $25 for each car sold. And then he was like, nah, I'll do 50. But come on. It turned out to be a very, like, lucrative stunt. They had $1,000 donated, and then they had a piggy bank outside, and they collected $856 from there, and then they got $200 in concessions, and Pizza Inn and Domino's each came by and brought her pizzas when she emerged from the ice. So that was pretty sweet.
We've brought you nourishment.
Exactly. They said when she, like, at her little viewing port there, she would hold up signs that say, like, buy a car and bring me a pizza and listen to CD 104. Those were the 3 signs they said she would make and hold up. I would have a blast writing those. Cinderoni says, did you guys already talk about Roger Logan? What a great, great guy. That radio jingle was a big part of
Roger
everyday
Logan, what
lives
a
in the
great,
90s.
great guy!
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We need to talk. I just think that's such a cool story about the origination of that jingle, and about how it was a mechanic who worked there who called him a great, great guy, and they decided to make the jingle out of like just something the mechanic said. I don't know. I think that's very interesting, and maybe there's more to that story. But more about Tanya.
It's like what usually happens.
What?
Someone says an idea and gets taken.
Oh yeah, that's that.
I think Phil Carroll Chevrolet is where I first had a baby Ruth.
God, that changed your life or what?
I think I decided I'd rather have a Snickers.
Ah.
But I liked it. It was okay.
Excellent. Brother Bing says, I deep dove Roger Logan recently, and he was on a battleship in World War II. Jeez. I want green chili on my pizza as well, Cave TV HR. So the
great topping.
Block of ice.
Wonderful pizza topping.
The block of ice that Tanya was inside for 48 hours was 3 feet wide, 3 feet deep, and 6 feet long. So that ain't nothing. That's, I don't know.
Dang.
I think that's very cool. That's the, oh yeah, and of course, this classic picture that I love. This is the picture we used when we first discussed Tanya 2 years ago on the Publicity Stunts episode. They interviewed Tanya for the Current Argus, and she said that when she was coming out of the ice, she really wanted to eat, and she really wanted to drink, and she really had to go to the bathroom. But the one thing she wanted the most was her boyfriend to bring her a hat, because her hair was really bad, and she didn't want to get in front of all the people with bad 48 hours of ice hair or whatever. And so this is a picture of her boyfriend having just brought her a CD 104 hat. And I like her boyfriend looks like he's a Terminator to me. He's got the gloves and the icy stare. I don't know. I love the picture. And she looks so enamored.
Yeah. She looks like Brittany Pace, kind of.
Who?
Just
kidding.
Bad 48 hours of ice hair is the worst.
I'm sure it would be.
Cicerone?
I'm sure it would be. It would take a toll.
Where's she at? KPDHR asks.
We have another story. Yeah, I want to know where she's at. We have another story from 1957, and this is another publicity stunt that was covered by the radio. And this was the time that the Jenkins Furniture, I can't remember which Jenkins owns Jenkins Furniture, or owned it at the time, but Jenkins Furniture, to celebrate Thanksgiving, they threw live turkeys off the roof of the furniture store. And yeah, if you caught one, you could have it. And 3,000 people showed up, and it blocked the street for 45 minutes. and the Mr. Jenkins, who orchestrated the whole thing, was served a warrant for doing this, and then he kept doing it, and he was eventually served with 3 warrants, and there he is being served warrants for throwing turkeys off the roof down into a mob of 3,000 people. It's disgusting. And yeah,
KTDHR says she'd like to throw him off the building.
Truly. What should be done to him is the things that we can't be saying. But this radio publicity stunt was reported on in Tokyo, Calcutta, Paris, and Rome. So Carlsbad was really on the map for that one. Oh, and some ladies got in a fight over a turkey. It turned into a big battle melee out there. The turkey battle.
Turkey
Nasty.
fight.
What?
Turkey fight.
Exactly. Okay, now hang on, I have to be able to see. Oh wait, no. I messed that up. I think I forgot to change that button. Anyway, now we're going to talk about somebody I found out about while researching for the Let's Trade Even episode. Pepito, I would like to introduce you to a man named, well, he preferred to go by the name J. Paul Emerson. I think his real name was something like Jimmy Carroll, but we'll use his chosen name, J. Paul Emerson. And there you go. There's a little glimpse at the man. And let's find out more about J. Paul Emerson. Okay, J. Paul Emerson was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then moved to Carlsbad when he was 1 year old. And grew up in Carlsbad, so he's a Carlsbad, hey, he wasn't born there, but he grew up there. I mean, same here. I wasn't born in Carlsbad, but I've spent most of my life here. So I feel...
You also have ties to Tulsa.
Exactly. So...
Tulsa ties.
I hate when these weird conjunctions happen between me and a person that might not be somebody I want to have too much in common with. Anyway, J. Paul Emerson grows up here in Carlsbad, and by the age of 13, he is playing in jazz bands. He's a big jazz head. He loves jamming, and he's a little 13-year-old playing with jazz bands and touring around the region and doing his own thing, all of that. Age 14, he gets his own radio show on Cave Radio, K-A-V-E Radio, the sister to K-A-V-E TV. And he gets his own show doing the radio thing. And then he goes off to college in Denton, Texas. And boo, Texas.
Ooh.
And he just like really loves going to jazz shows and like playing jazz music and everything there in Denton. Which is funny because I have Denton memories playing like, you know, fun music and like the crazy Denton DIY scene and like noise music and all this stuff, really experimental stuff. And it's funny, like back in the day, this guy was like the same type thing, but jazz instead of noise. And he just became enamored with all of that, and he like basically never went to class. He just wanted to party and play jazz and do all this stuff. So he kind of like flopped out of college, and he came back to Carlsbad. Now, this is where things get a little bit strange, because I couldn't find out a ton about J. Paul Emerson in the newspaper archives, but he does have a Wikipedia article. And so a lot of the facts about his life come from the Wikipedia article. And in the Wikipedia article, they claim that in 1970, J. Paul Emerson started the Let's Trade Even show. That was like his idea, and he's the one who did it. And the article even says that it was like one of the first real talk radio shows in history, which, I mean, I don't know about that. That seems far-fetched to me, but whatever, that's the claim. Either way, what happens next is J. Paul Emerson becomes a big radio guy. He's working in New York, Hawaii, Milwaukee. He's all over the place. And eventually he winds up in San Francisco. And he's a DJ at KSFO in the Bay Area. And according, his side of the story, he and a couple of other radio people found out that they could get, if they wanted to compete and get big ratings like the music radio stations do, they had to have outrageous personalities and say the types of things that get people to tune in and be like really, offensive and have outrageous takes and things like this. And eventually that leads to that station firing him because he made anti-gay remarks. And then he got hired by another radio station and he made anti-Asian remarks and got fired. And yeah, he just said like a bunch of like really awful things, and he was like this crazy right-wing insane guy. And he eventually like quits and like comes back to Carlsbad and lived like the last years of his life here in Carlsbad. But he, like, I wish I could have found it. There was apparently a very controversial episode of the Phil Donahue show that he showed up on and, said some bad stuff about Japanese people and, just a real nasty person. But I mean, it is a Carlsbad story, very weird story. But at the end of the Wikipedia article, they say he was a lifelong liberal, and he was only like saying right-wing, vitriolic, nasty stuff because that's what the radio station bosses asked him to do. That's what the article claims. And then it says, most of the information in this Wikipedia article was given by his sister. So, take that for what you will. Maybe he was not really a bad guy. He just said awful things because that's what his job was. I don't know. Either way, sounds like a real piece of work. Nasty, nasty guy. But crazy Carlsbad story. Oh, and another thing from that guy's life. He made his own magazine that he called Radio Aces, and he would interview musicians. And I mean, according to his sister in this Wikipedia, he gave the last interview. He received the last interview from Jim Croce before he died, which is a name I'm familiar with, but I don't know much about Jim Croce. Do you?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
I
was
know
about
it's a
to ask
name,
you.
but I can't picture him. Can't imagine the sound.
Are you Jimmy Croce?
Could be.
Who wants to know?
So yeah, there's that. What is this button? I wonder what this is. Where are we at on time? Okay. Oh yeah.
Whoa.
This is, what year is this?
1990.
1990.
November 16th.
This is when the. Hold on.
Oh, Bad Leroy Brown says, Brother Binks.
Okay. Yeah, I know
That's
that
the
song. That
Croce
song does kind of rule. I know it's one of those names I should know, but I just have no conception. But that's a good grab there by Brother Binks with the information save. Anyway, this is 1990, and this is when they think it was wind, but either way, whatever happened, it was 300 feet tall radio tower that collapsed, and it took out the radio stations for a while there on Radio Boulevard, and it hit 2 cows when it came down, which is sad.
What?
Yeah.
Yuck.
Yeah, one of them got hit pretty bad. It sounded pretty nasty, but I can't imagine that. And they made specific mention in the article that it was not
Cinderoni.
vandalism. Cinderoni says he just sounded like all the 70s folk singers did. He died in a plane crash. That's probably why I remember the name the most. I don't know, plane
So
crash.
much animal cruelty in the radio episode. What the fuck? Cape TV HR says.
I know. That's why I wasn't talking too much about it. There's nasty
Cows,
stuff in the radio.
turkeys.
See, what that means is the radio of old was full with animal cruelty and horrific
DJ
racist and
cruelty.
homophobic people and all of this stuff. And that's why it's very important that we here at KTV are doing DIY, taking the media back, the public access TV for the current generation. That's what you're watching here. Wait. Conda turned into a New York grandpa for a second. Hey, maybe I did. Who knows? But whatever. Okay. Maybe we should start closing it out. I guess nah. Wait, I don't know what this button is. Okay, fine. We'll do it. This was a story. This guy, he was a Carlsbad reporter, but later on in life he lived in Albuquerque, and he helped solve a story. Basically what happened is some farmer out there near Albuquerque back in the 20s, I think it was, said that he married a widow who had 8 children, and all of a sudden he put in the paper that he was selling like all their stuff, and this, what's his name, McCollum? I forget his first name. Blythe McCollum. He thought it was weird that this dude was selling all of this like family stuff, and he like tipped the police off, and it ended up like them finding out that he murdered this woman and her 8 children, and like it was a big story. And he was on the NBC's big radio show, which is called The Big Story, I think it was, in 1953, and they did like a radio melodrama, like reenactment of his participation with that. So that was like another Carlsbad guy involved in a big media thing, but we don't really need to dive too much in that. Cinderella says, what about Us at Night? Pepito, any thoughts on Us at Night? Any further thoughts? Shall we bring it back to Us at Night?
Bring back Us at Night. That'd be awesome. They should have their own stream. That'd be cool.
Gosh, I wish.
You can request songs.
I don't watch.
Oh, I just can't do it on the phone.
I don't really watch Twitch or anything like that, even though I love doing this show. But I am aware that on Twitch, I know it's something where you do a thing called a raid, where like when your show's ending, you can like send everybody to somebody else's channel. So like everybody that's watching your show just automatically goes there. And yeah, that'd be sick if Us at Night had their own show and we could like, okay, we're signing off. And we send it to Us at Night, pitch to them. You know?
Cinderoni wants to be rated.
Exactly. That would be fun. But Pepito, that's radio stuff. There's a lot that we could have gotten to, but it's
yeah.
It's a bottomless pit. What?
Radio is so vast. It's like
it is.
It's like used in war.
It truly is. And its history here in Carlsbad is extensive.
I heard about this one radio broadcast from the 30s.
Yeah.
Where this guy jumps or pretends to jump out of a plane, and he's just talking the whole time he's falling.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a good bit. That's fun.
Yeah,
who doesn't? Who cannot enjoy that? All right, Pepito.
Right.
You have it is your solemn duty to perform the closing rituals here on Caveman News. It is your turn to pick somebody to invite on the show and to recite to us a lyric. And boy, am I pumped for this. I love your lyrics of the week. They're so fun. You're a poet.
Okay.
All right.
You do? I don't believe you, but my guest invite shall be the one and only Tony Udero, author of Tortilla Theory.
God.
One of my favorite newsletters. It is all about New Mexico and all its wonderment. And varying flavors of flavors.
Yes. Tons. Dude, imagine if we could get Tawny on this and Renee.
It would kick
the
so much ass.
The power couple, the true legends. Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. We should reach out.
Okay.
That's a real one.
All right, Conda, this one's for us. All right, baby, if you've ever wondered whatever became of us. We're living on the air in Carlsbad, New Mexico. Carlsbad, New Mexico, KAVE-TV. I'm tired of packing and unpacking. Town to town, up and down the dial. Maybe we and me were never meant to be. But baby, think of me once in a while. I'm at KAVE-TV in Carlsbad, New Mexico. 575.
That 575. Is that it?
Word.
That's beautiful. I love it, Pepito. Who is that? What are you wearing? What are you spitting? Who are you spitting tonight?
Gas station. That doesn't. I don't know who sings that. It's just the WKRP theme song from the old show.
Okay.
You know who's on that show? The dad from Sister. He's a DJ on that show.
I can't remember
so
his
I would always
name.
in my mind,
but I've seen
I would always tie
so
him
much of
and
that show.
that character together.
For sure. All right. I love it, Pepito. We have an order in the chat from the Cave TV HR supervisor who is requesting a prayer.
Oh, you want one of those?
Oh, this whole thing?
Okay. Thank you, Lord, for another great week. I can't believe that we got to do this again. Episode 117. Carlsbad Radio. And God bless KTV family. Dark Hearts, Toy Teresa, Brother Binks, Baxter, Cinderoni, KTVHR, and DJ Ricky. Okay, and also, God bless Pompey. It's not his fault that he looks like Jeffrey Epstein. Kinda your fault, God, but you are the GOAT. And we'll be discussing a lot of your GOATness next week's episode. So thank you, God, for another great episode of KP News. Amen.
Out to God. Beautiful, Pepito. I loved it. It was fascinating.
Oh yeah, Palm Beach Pete.
Okay. Hang on, I got something real quick.
He's got something.
You got a joke?
Oh, sure. How many tacos does it take to make your mama say go away?
How many?
4, because that's about as many as she's willing to make.
Yeah. All right.
What is this? Whoa. Improv sketching. He's improv sketching. Ah. Shout out to Tanya. Shout out Tanya. Shout out Tanya.
That's her ice there. See, she's in the ice. And she's got a CD104 hat.
Waiting for her trucker CD104 hat. Oh,
it's there. It's right there. Her
dang.
Her trench coat, gloves, boyfriend.
Whoa, miss. Whoa.
Yeah.
This is too much, man.
Beautiful.
What a hoot.
What a hoot. Okay. God. All right. I forgot to use that the whole episode. I got this whiteboard, and gosh, I got to start making use of that. Don't you think?
Yeah, dude.
All right. Hang on. We got to get one more Cobra. Wow. Look at that.
Hey, you all know the story of the Cobra. Hey, you all... It's that darn Cobra.
You all know. Cobra. Okay. Pepito, let's stop this. Let's stop this. Pepito, I hope that you will be with us, join us as you do every week. Please remember, 1312, we are Dafu, and if you're here next week, we will see you. Oh yeah, and I should say that next week we're going to be talking architecture. Peace.
Time you turn the page, you have to put your hands
The land. This is a rhythm. Blazing across the land, slamming into your rate. This body is.
If there's one place that has it all, it's gotta be
wash your hands.
Cobra, he does.